What is happening in McKenna's body that's making her feel sick? We saw from McKenna's growth charts that she's been losing weight and not growing as tall as she should when compared to other kids her age. We also saw that when a person or animal loses weight, the fat seems to go away. Some people say when you lose weight, you burn fat. Today we'll answer the question, what happens in our body when fat is quote unquote burned? To start, we know that burning fat is a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction has inputs that go in and outputs that go out. We've already learned about 3 chemical reactions: complex carbohydrates breaking down into glucose, proteins breaking down into amino acids, and fats breaking down into fatty acids. The law of conservation of mass says that the mass of the inputs and the mass of the outputs in a chemical reaction are the same. We saw this when the complex carbohydrates broke down into glucose. They had the same molecules and the same amounts of molecules. They were just rearranged, so the mass was the same. But when we burn fat, we lose weight. But the law of conservation of mass says that the mass of the inputs and the mass of the outputs is the same. So what is happening to this lost mass when we burn fat and lose weight? Let's watch it in another way.
When you burn fat, where does that material, the actual stuff that jiggles around and cushions you and insulates you, where does it go? Interestingly enough, a recent survey of doctors, dietitians, and physical trainers revealed that even the experts in fat loss didn't know the answer, although they thought they did. More than 50% of the respondents thought that when you burn fat, all that mass is simply converted into energy and lost as heat. It's a common misconception, but it's not possible. I mean, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that the laws of chemistry don't apply to it, and one of the basic principles of chemistry is the conservation of mass. This just means that the same amount of material always comes out of a reaction as goes into it. Even if that reaction happens to generate heat, you'll wind up with the same number of each kind of atom that you started with. So when you break up those lipids in your fat cells and release their energy, all of that hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen in those molecules will still be there afterward. But if you burn a lot of fat and it's not there anymore to hold your pants up or whatever, where did the mass go?
That's what we'll figure out in this lesson.